What happens when humanity faces total annihilation from a powerful alien armada? The day humanity stood united against the alien armada is an epic HFY sci-fi story about unity, survival, sacrifice, and the unstoppable will of the human race. When advanced alien warships surround Earth and demand surrender, humanity makes a choice that changes the galaxy forever. This cinematic science fiction story explores interstellar war, advanced alien technology, human resilience, space battles, and the moment Earth stood together as one species. If you love HFY stories, epic space combat, alien invasion scenarios, and emotional sci-fi storytelling, this is a must-watch. Prepare for a powerful journey of courage, strategy, and unity, as humanity proves why underestimating Earth is the greatest. Mistake in the galaxy. SEO tags. Use in YouTube tags. Section: HFY, HFY Sci Fi Story, Humanity vs. Aliens, Alien Armada, Space War Story, Epic Sci-Fi Story, Human Resistance, Alien Invasion Story, Space Battle Story, Military Sci-Fi, Galactic War, Humans United, Sci-Fi Narration, Space Fleet Battle. Humanity stood, united, full, 2,500-plus word script paragraph format, no headings inside script. The first ships appeared in silence. No explosions, no dramatic entry through flaming wormholes, no warning signals screaming across military channels. They simply emerged, vast, impossibly dark shapes blotting out sections of the stars above Earth. At first, astronomers believed their instruments were malfunctioning. Then satellites went offline, one by one, then hundreds at once. Within minutes, every major observatory on the planet confirmed the same horrifying truth. Humanity was no longer alone in the universe, and whatever had arrived was not here in peace. The alien armada surrounded Earth with cold precision. Massive crescent-shaped warships positioned themselves in perfect geometric formations, stretching from lunar orbit to beyond geostationary altitude. Their hulls shimmered with a metallic surface that seemed alive, constantly shifting like liquid, metal under starlight. They transmitted a single signal on every frequency known to mankind. It was not a greeting. It was not a negotiation. It was a demand. Surrender immediately and submit to integration, or face planetary sterilization. Panic erupted across the globe. Governments declared emergency sessions. Military forces went on full alert. Fighter jets scrambled, though even the most advanced pilots understood how meaningless that gesture felt. Social media flooded with fear, prayers, denial, and conspiracy theories. But as the hours passed and the alien fleet remained motionless, something unexpected began to happen. Humanity did not collapse. It listened. The message was decoded fully within 12 hours. The aliens identified themselves as the Sovereign Ascendancy, an interstellar empire that had encountered thousands of civilizations. Most had surrendered. Those who resisted were erased. According to their cold logic, resistance was inefficient. Integration meant survival, but it also meant the loss of sovereignty, culture, and autonomy. Humanity would become another resource in their expanding galactic machine. For the first time in history, every major world leader appeared together in a unified broadcast. There were no flags behind them, no national symbols, only Earth rotating slowly in the background. Political rivals stood shoulder to shoulder. Nations that had once been enemies now shared intelligence openly. In that moment, borders became meaningless lines on maps. The choice was not about territory. It was about existence. Military analysts delivered grim projections. Humanity's combined nuclear arsenal would barely scratch the shielding of a single alien vessel. Cyber warfare was useless against technology thousands of years more advanced. Even experimental orbital railguns and prototype plasma weapons offered little hope. The Sovereign Ascendancy possessed firepower capable of shattering continents within seconds. Yet despite these facts, surrender was not declared. Instead, a decision was made that would define humanity forever. If Earth was to fall, it would fall united. Within 24 hours, a global defense coalition formed. Satellites were reprogrammed as kinetic weapons. Civilian industries converted overnight to produce munitions. Scientists shared classified research that had been hidden for decades. Secret propulsion breakthroughs, experimental energy shields, and advanced AI combat systems were released into a single unified database accessible to every allied nation. Humanity had always progressed fastest in crisis. Now, the greatest crisis of all had arrived. The alien Armada transmitted a final warning. Compliance window, 72 hours. They did not understand humanity. Across the world, something ancient awakened. Not hatred, not blind aggression, but defiance. Humans had survived ice ages, plagues, world wars, extinction events, and countless disasters. They were flawed, divided, and often self-destructive. But when faced with annihilation, they adapted, and when pushed into a corner, they fought. As the final hour approached, Earth launched everything. Missiles streaked upward in coordinated waves from every continent. Orbital platforms fired concentrated beams of experimental energy weapons. Swarms of autonomous drones accelerated into low orbit, carrying nuclear payloads modified for maximum electromagnetic disruption. The sky above Earth ignited with streaks of fire as humanity struck first. The alien response was immediate and terrifying. Defensive fields shimmered into existence, absorbing impacts that would have devastated entire cities. Some human projectiles detonated harmlessly against invisible barriers. Others were intercepted by precise beams of coherent light that sliced through steel and uranium alike. Entire waves of drones vanished in flashes of blue-white energy, but not all of them. One alien cruiser flickered. Its shields fluctuated under the combined stress of kinetic bombardment and electromagnetic interference. A coordinated strike from repurposed asteroid mining railguns impacted its hull at relativistic speeds. For the first time, alien metal cracked. A section of the warship ruptured, venting atmosphere and debris into space. Across the planet, billions watched the footage. The sovereign ascendancy was not invincible. The aliens recalculated instantly. Their return fire targeted military installations with surgical precision. Orbital defense stations were obliterated in seconds. Naval fleets were reduced to molten wreckage. Casualties mounted rapidly. Yet humanity continued adapting. Artificial intelligence systems rerouted power grids to maintain weapon output. Civilian volunteers assisted in cyber defense coordination. Underground bunkers transformed into strategic command centers. Then humanity unveiled its final gamble. Years before the invasion, scientists had theorized about weaponizing gravitational resonance, using focused energy pulses to destabilize shield harmonics. The research had been deemed too dangerous and too experimental. Now, it was humanity's last hope. A network of synchronized particle accelerators across the globe aligned with lunar-based emitters. The target was the central command vessel of the alien Armada. When the weapon fired, space itself seemed to ripple. A pulse invisible to the naked eye surged outward, interacting with the alien shielding frequency. For a brief, critical moment, the Armada's defensive matrix destabilized. Humanity did not hesitate. Every remaining weapon, from orbital cannons to submarine-launched missiles, fired simultaneously at the now vulnerable flagship. The barrage overwhelmed its weakened shields. Explosions blossomed across its surface like burning stars. The massive vessel fractured, then detonated in a blinding cascade of energy that lit the night side of Earth brighter than day. Silence followed. Then chaos erupted within the alien formation. Without their command ship, coordination faltered. Human forces exploited the disruption relentlessly. Smaller alien vessels retreated to higher orbit, reassessing their calculations. They had encountered resistance before, but never like this. Never from a species that unified so completely, so quickly. The cost to Earth was catastrophic. Cities lay in ruins, millions were dead, infrastructure was shattered, yet the planet still stood, and more importantly, humanity stood together. A transmission came from the remaining alien fleet. This time, the tone had changed. There was no demand for surrender. Instead, there was inquiry. Why resist when survival through submission was guaranteed? Why choose destruction over integration? The response from Earth was simple. Because we are not yours. Humanity transmitted footage of rescue workers from rival nations saving each other's citizens. Scientists collaborating across former political divides. Soldiers defending cities not their own. For the first time, humanity presented itself not as fragmented nations, but as a single civilization. The sovereign ascendancy had miscalculated. They had evaluated humanity's military strength, technological level, and population metrics. They had not accounted for adaptability fueled by desperation. They had not predicted unity born from existential threat. After hours of silence, the alien armada withdrew beyond lunar orbit. Their final message was brief. Humanity was classified as a high-risk species. Further engagement would require reconsideration of integration protocols. They left. Earth did not celebrate immediately. There was too much grief. Too much rebuilding required, but something fundamental had changed. The unity forged in those 72 hours did not dissolve. International alliances evolved into permanent planetary governance structures. Shared research accelerated technological advancement at unprecedented rates. Space defense became a unified global priority. Humanity had learned a truth written in fire across the stars. Alone, it was vulnerable. United, it was formidable. Years later, deep space monitoring stations detected the faint signature of alien vessels observing from a distance. They did not approach. They watched. And perhaps, somewhere within the vast empire of the sovereign ascendancy, a new calculation was being made. Humanity was no longer a primitive world to be integrated. It was a civilization capable of standing against an armada. The day humanity stood united against the alien armada was not remembered only as a day of war. It was remembered as the day humanity discovered itself, not as divided nations, not as competing ideologies, but as a single species willing to defend its freedom at any cost. And beyond the edge of the solar system, in the silent darkness between stars, a message began to spread through alien networks. Do not underestimate Earth, because when humanity stands united, even the galaxy must reconsider its assumptions. And if the sovereign ascendancy ever returns, they will not find a fractured world, waiting to surrender. They will find a planet armed, prepared, and united, ready to remind the universe why provoking humanity is the greatest tactical error any empire can make.